So, you love riddles? Well, here's a treat for you. Some of these puzzles are sneaky, some are fun, and all of them will keep you guessing. Think fast and enjoy. Lisa and Shannon are friends and neighbors. They've agreed to go out tonight, and each of them is preparing in her bathroom. One of the girls is single, and the other one is in a happy relationship. Can you guess who's single? Although both of them have only one towel, one toothbrush, and one bottle of perfume, there's a little clue in Shannon's bathroom – a man's tie on a hook. So Lisa is single. Or at least Lisa's guy doesn't leave stuff behind. Steve and Ashley just got married and went on an exotic and luxurious honeymoon to the Bahamas. When they came back, they decided they didn't want to go back to work and kept traveling the world. Everywhere they went, they stayed only at the most expensive hotels and flew business class. They kept buying each other expensive gifts. After a year of living like this, they became millionaires. How was that possible? Well, when they started on this spending spree, they were billionaires, so they actually lost a lot of money. Louise doubts if her husband is loyal to her. She calls a private detective to see if she's right. The detective asks for some evidence, and she sends him a link to her husband's Instagram. There, he finds a carousel of photos from a party. After looking at the photos carefully, the detective says he is almost sure Louise is right. How did he guess? The man is wearing his t-shirt the proper way in the first 3 photos, but in the 4th one, it's inside out. Who knows what he was really doing at that party? It's 2 a.m. and Sally is waiting for her fiancé, Mike, at home. When she texts him, he sends her a photo and says she has nothing to worry about since he's out with the boys. Still, she decides to call off the wedding. Why? See that hand with perfectly long pink nails? Mike is definitely not out with the boys. There's at least one lady, and she's right next to him. Stephen called the police and told him his wife had gone out to walk their dog, Mr. Poppy, in the morning and disappeared. The police arrived at the house to find possible witnesses. The mailman told them he hadn't seen the woman or her dog for ages. The police instantly knew he was lying. How did they guess? His sleeve is a bit torn, and there's a dog bite on his arm. Plus, he's trying to hide the dog tag Mr. Poppy in his hand. The dog probably tried to protect his owner, so the mailman was up to no good. Lady Sunshine is a famous pop singer. She has many secrets, and all the tabloids are trying to find out at least something. She comes to a small restaurant for a date. There's no one but the waiters inside. 10 minutes later, a huge tabloid posts their photos. Who secretly took them? It's this girl on the right. You can see a wig and some men's clothes in her bag. She was pretending to be a waiter to get close to the celebrity. Mrs. Richardson and her husband got into a car accident. He lost control while driving, but managed to jump out of the car and wasn't hurt. But his wife got locked in and ended up in the water. She lost consciousness, and when she opened her eyes after a few minutes, her husband told her he had done everything to rescue her. She didn't believe him. Why? Mr. Richardson's clothes are completely dry, so he didn't even jump in the water to try to save her. Some other man, who's now all wet, saved her life. Jack collects rare antique items. He enters a small store and wants to buy a painting. The owner honestly tells him it's a copy of a famous artist's work, but he still decides to buy it and pays a lot of money for it. Why? He collects antique items, and that frame looks like it's really old and worth it. Ellie and Lena are best friends. They share everything, and even decide to get married on the same day. Ellie wants an elegant wedding with white and gold as theme colors and classical music. Lena decides to have a rock and roll ball, and the theme colors are black and red. They manage to do everything as they planned, and both of them are happy. How is it possible? Well, they decided to get married on the same day, but not the same year. A thief wants to break into an old widow's house. He watches her for a while and notices that she watches TV all day and she can't see the back door from the point where she sits. She can't hear him either, but once he gets inside the house, the lady immediately pushes the red button and a private security team arrives and ties up the thief. How did she know he got in? The lady wasn't really watching TV, but a live feed from security cameras installed above all doors and windows. Generally boring entertainment, but occasionally very exciting. After taking a shower, Tyler realizes he's lost his wedding ring. Uh-oh, looks like it fell down the drain. When his wife comes back, he's afraid to tell her what happened, but she looks at her husband, asks him to turn around, and pulls the ring out of his hair. What happened, and how did she know the ring was there? So the ring must have gotten caught there while he was in the shower. There's a mirror behind Tyler. The wife noticed the ring in the reflection. Ethan invites everyone to his birthday party, including Sandy, the girl he has a crush on. Sandy didn't show up. She said that on Friday evening there was a power outage and she didn't have any internet or electricity for the whole weekend. That's why she couldn't charge her phone and call Ethan. She decided to stay home and spend both days in front of the computer, writing her midterm papers. Ethan knew she just didn't want to go. Why? A PC doesn't work without power, and a laptop wouldn't last for 2 days without charging. Someone stole rare and expensive jewelry from a famous actress's apartment. Her neighbor accidentally found the jewels in a trash container. The robber must have hidden them there. Then he disappeared into a dark alley. The police caught him and 2 other suspects. Who do you think the thief is here? Look at this guy's shoes. Some salad leaves and other trash have stuck to his sneaker. That's because he's been inside the trash container. Lucy, a rich heiress, got in an accident and lost her memory. 3 people came to visit her and claim that they love her the most. It's her best friend, her long-lost brother, and her aunt. Can you tell who really loves Lucy here? It's just one person. The girl must really be her best friend. Look, they have matching necklaces. Lucy says best, and the girls says friends. It was a rainy night, so Katie and her sister decided to stay at home and watch a movie together. There was a weather forecast after the movie. The lady said it'd keep raining for 2 more days, but in 72 hours it'd be bright and sunny. Katie looked at her sister and said that the weather lady was wrong. How did she know? In 72 hours, it would be the very same time as now. It can't be bright and sunny at night. Christina got sick and asked her boyfriend Nick to go and buy her favorite muffin. The lady who made it came to their town only once a month at midday. Nick forgot about her favor and missed the lady, but he didn't want to admit it and told Christina that all the muffins were sold out when he came. He sent her a picture to prove he was there. But once Christina saw it, she knew Nick was lying. How? The clock in the back clearly points to 5 o'clock. So, how many riddles did you solve? Feel free to brag in the comments below. Got your brain working? Okay, let's warm up first. Look at this picture carefully and try to figure out what's wrong with it. Uh-oh, there's a parrot in the fish tank. Now look at these beautiful young ladies. They all seem pretty well off, but one of them is truly rich. Can you figure out which one it is? It's the girl on the left. She has a Ferrari, which means she's loaded. An ice cream seller has 2 types of ice cream, chocolate and vanilla. The chocolate ice cream costs $2 for a scoop, while the vanilla ice cream is $1. Each customer is allowed to have only 1 scoop. Mary gives the seller $2. The man immediately gives her a scoop of the chocolate treat. But when Ben comes up to the seller and gives him $2, the man asks him what ice cream he wants. Why? Mary gave the seller 2 $1 bills, so it was obvious what she wanted. But Ben gave the seller just 1 $2 bill, so the man had to clarify which ice cream the guy wanted. One day, Leo's friends asked him whether he had any siblings. The man answered that he had a brother. When he was 6 years old, his brother was half his age. And then Leo decided to see how smart his friends were. They needed to figure out how old his brother was now that Leo himself was 40. Do you know the answer? It's actually quite simple. When Leo was 6, his brother was half his age, meaning he was 3. In other words, the age difference between them is 3 years. So if Leo is 40 now, his brother is 40 minus 3 equals 37 years old. 3 athletes are lined up at the starting line of a canoeing competition. Can you figure out which of these athletes is going to come first? The third athlete is going to arrive first. He is the most prepared of them all. The other 2 are just amateurs. The first one has the oar turned upside down, and the second isn't wearing a cap or glasses. During a physical education class, students lined up to form 2 volleyball teams. That's when Miguel noticed something curious. He was both the 6th from the left and the 6th from the right of the line. Based on this information, can you figure out how many students are in the line? If Miguel is the 6th from each side, there must be 5 students to his left and 5 to his right. So we get 5 students on the left plus Miguel plus 5 people on the right equals 11 students in total. 3 women are in the fitting rooms of a maternity clothing store. They all claim to be pregnant and are trying on loose, comfortable dresses. However, one of them is lying. Considering that only their feet are visible beneath the fitting room curtains, can you figure out which of them isn't pregnant? The woman in the third fitting room is not pregnant. Pregnant women typically avoid wearing high heels for comfort and safety reasons, so her shoes likely mean she is just faking it. These 5 bags of gold look identical. Each of them has 10 gold pieces, but one of the 5 bags contains fake gold. The real gold and fake gold are identical in every way, except the weight. Each piece of fake gold weighs 1.1 ounce, while a piece of real gold weighs 1 ounce. You have a perfectly accurate digital scale, but you can use it only once. How can you determine which bag has the fake gold? You should take 1 gold piece from the first bag, 2 from the second bag, 3 from the third bag, 4 from the fourth bag, and 5 from the fifth bag. If the number on the scale ends in 0.1, you'll know that the first bag contains the fake gold. If the number ends in 0.2, then the fake gold is in the second bag, and so on. Ooh, that's smart! Marshall, Ted, Barney, and Robin were in Robin's house. Suddenly, the lights went out, and one of the boys kissed Robin. Robin asked them who it was. Marshall said Ted had done it. Ted said Marshall was lying, and Barney said he hadn't done it. Just one of the guys told the truth. Can you figure out who kissed the girl? Barney kissed Robin, and Ted is the only person who is telling the truth. If Marshall's statement was true, then the last statement would be true too, which is against the rules. If Barney's statement was true, then one of the other 2 statements would be true as well. So, it means Ted is the only person telling the truth. But I think the bigger question is, did Robin kiss him back? But I digress. Lisa was preparing for an extremely difficult exam for a week, surviving on a few hours of sleep and large amounts of caffeine. After passing her exam successfully, she fell asleep and slept for a really long time. When she eventually woke up, she couldn't figure out what time it was – 7 a.m., 3 p.m., or 11 p.m. Please help the girl understand what time of day it was. The streetlights are still on, but it's not very dark outside, so it must be 11 p.m. Julia asked her boyfriend Kyle to go to the supermarket to buy some groceries and gave him a shopping list. When Kyle arrived at the store, he looked at the list and got pretty confused. What is this last item Kyle needs to buy? Eggs. He needs to buy eggs. Kevin wasn't doing particularly well. He lost his job and was trying to find a new one unsuccessfully. Look at the guy's room and try to figure out how many job interviews he has already attended. Look, there are 6 Post-it notes on the calendar. It means he has already been to 6 interviews. Anyway, good luck, Kevin! 3 brothers lived on a farm. One day they decided to buy new seeds, and 2 of them, Mark and Tom, headed for the market, while Ben stayed behind to look after the fields. Mark bought 75 sacks of wheat seeds, and Tom bought 45. When they returned home, they divided the sacks equally. Ben paid $1,400. How much money do Mark and Tom get from this sum? We know each farmer got 1/3 of 120 sacks, which is 40 sacks. If Ben paid $1,400 for his 40 sack, then the price of 1 sack is $1,400 divided by 40, or $35 for a sack. That's why Tom gets $175 and Mark gets $1,225. Mike was going home carrying $300. A man stopped him and offered him a chance to double the money. Mike just had to roll a die and have 4 or more, or roll 2 dice and get 5 or 6 on at least one of the dice, or roll 3 dice and get 6 on at least one of them. If not, the man would take his money. What is the best strategy to keep the money? The young man should just decline the offer. This way, he'll have a 100% chance to keep his money. If he decides to agree to the bet with 1 die, he has a 50% chance of winning. If he decides to agree to the bet with 2 dice, there's a 56% chance that he will win. And if he agrees to the 3 dice bet, his chances of winning are 42%. And finally, can you figure out what is next in this sequence of numbers? It's going to be this long number. You see, each next number is a verbal representation of the number before it. This way, if we start with 1, the next number in the sequence will be 1, 1, and the next is 2 ones. Then we've got 1, 2, 1, 1, and so on. Yeah, that's weird. Okay, here we go. Linda's a total master of disguise, and nothing fake gets past her sharp eyes. Take these 2 necklaces, for example. Can you tell which one is made with real pearls? Yep, you got it. Real pearls aren't all exactly the same size. She's also pro at reading people. Check out these 3 guys. They're all smiling and all, but one of them is totally faking it. Can you spot who's hiding their true feelings? Uh-oh, hot coffee with no sleeve? Ooh, that guy's hands must be on fire. Take a good look at this original painting. Cool. Now, we're gonna put a fake copy right next to it. Linda spotted 3 major differences. Think you can find them too? Nailed it! There they are! Warm-up is done, now it's mission time. During a science class, the school alarm suddenly goes off. Then Linda bursts in with a serious warning. A being from another planet has been spotted on campus, disguised as a student. You glance over at the 3 girls by the window. Something feels off. Can you spot it? Aha! Look at the blonde girl's reflection in the window. Her eyes are way too big, and the pupils are vertical. Yep, she's the extraterrestrial in disguise, and not a very good one. In the next room, the younger kids are deep into a spelling test. One student just handed in their answers, and Linda decides to take a peek. Can you spot the word that's spelled wrong? Yep, that's definitely not right. This school's got 5 doors, and the higher you go, the more teens you'll find hanging out and studying. Now, here's the question. Which floor does the elevator stop at the most? And the answer is floor number 1, of course. Everyone is going to pass through the first door, no matter where they're headed. Over in drama class, the freshmen are rehearsing for a spooky horror play. Among the extras are 3 new faces nobody really knows. The scene starts, the lights cut out, and then a wild, bone-chilling howl echoes through the room. Okay, time to figure it out. Which one of these extras is the werewolf in disguise? It's the guy with the dirt-stained clothes. The mud and grass on his shoes are real. Unlike the others, he's not just dressed for the part. He's been running around outside like a true creature of the night. Now, it's the senior students' turn to hit the stage with their epic superhero play. And the villain will be Thanos. But wait a sec. Linda's sharp eyes catch something seriously off with the student's costume. Can you spot it too? Uh-oh. Now, Marvel fans know that the stone in the middle should be yellow, not gray. They have to fix it before showtime. Someone left a secret set list in the music room. 3 songs are already written on the whiteboard, but can you figure out what the 4th one is? All of these songs are from the Beatles. After figuring that out, it's pretty easy to guess that the last one is Twist and Shout. The next day, Linda heads to a summer pool party where 3 women are swimming peacefully in the pool. But then, she hears this mesmerizing sound that starts drawing people in. There might be a mermaid among them, but who is it? The woman with the swimming cap has been underwater the whole time. That means she could have a tail hidden away, out of sight from everyone. Yep, she is the mermaid. Linda needs to freshen up, so she hurries over to grab a drink. The waiter presents her with 3 options, each in a different type of glass. But one of them is definitely not safe to drink. Can you figure out which one? Take a look at the menu on the counter. They have only orange, strawberry, and pineapple juice. So, what's that green liquid doing there? Yeah, that's sus. Suddenly, a woman asks for help. She can't find her purse among all the others left by the party guests. But she gives one helpful clue. Her bag has no clasp. Can you spot it? Awesome, there it is! Our disguise expert suddenly gets called in by the police. It's Halloween night, and a woman reports she was robbed by someone dressed in a doctor's costume. Can you figure out who the thief is? This is our suspect. Look closely. Why would someone in a doctor costume be wearing a fancy necklace? That doesn't add up. That's clearly the victim's jewels. The officers have one more favor to ask Linda. At the airport, a guy claims he's from Portugal, but the police need proof he is lying. So they lay out everything from his suitcase. Is there anything here that gives him away? Time's up! Portugal is in Europe, and European passports are dark red, not green. So yeah, he's definitely not telling the truth. Outside in the park, Linda spots a bunch of animals wandering and flying around freely. But wait, one of them isn't actually an animal at all. It's just a prop, like a statue. Can you tell which one is fake? Well, it's daytime, and we all know how rare it is to see an owl out in the sun. That's the fake animal for sure. A worried mom asks Linda for help. She thinks her teenage daughter, Lisa, snuck out last night to go to a friend's birthday party. But the teen insists, "Mom, I swear I stayed home all night." So, is she telling the truth, or is she totally busted? She is lying. Look closely. There's a birthday hat sitting right there on the table. That's proof she did go to the party. Now, the mom wants to unlock Lisa's phone to find out what time she got home. The passcode has 4 digits, and it's the year of her birth. Here's the clue. Linda was born the same year the Olympic Games were held in Beijing. Can you remember when that was? Option C, 2008, is the right answer. Linda notices 3 maids cleaning the upper floor. Then Lisa whispers, "There's a legend that an old maid passed away here, and sometimes she still shows up." Now look closely. Can you tell which one of them is the ghost? Check out the maid making the bed. She doesn't show up in the mirror right next to her. Yep, she's the ghost. Linda gets home and meets her husband, Ben.
Hey!
He's got 3 baseball caps, a blue one for sunny days, a green one for lucky days, and a red one for rainy days. So, which cap should he pick today? Well, check it out. Ben's wearing his rain boots. That means it's raining outside, so he must pick the red one. When Linda walks into her bedroom, she gets a huge shock. When she left the house, her room looked like this, but now it looks like this. Take a look at the 2 pictures. Can you figure out what's gone missing? Her robe and socks are missing. But don't worry. Looks like her husband just borrowed them. Really? Linda cooks up a nice piece of meat for dinner, but before she digs in, she heads to wash her hands. When she comes back, her food is gone. One of her 3 dogs is looking kinda guilty. At the time her dinner disappeared, Toby, the Dalmatian, was playing with a ball in the living room. Bella, the Labrador, was running around outside, and Cooper, the Bulldog, was napping on the couch. But something about their stories doesn't quite add up. So, who took her dinner? Just look at the window and you'll see that it's raining. If Bella the Lab really was running outside, she'd be soaking wet. But her fur is totally dry, so she's the main suspect. Now it's finally time for Linda's night routine. Take a look at all these items and think carefully what definitely shouldn't be used before going to bed. The black tea should be avoided at all costs, as it contains caffeine, and Linda needs to sleep, not be tossing and turning all night.
Anna runs a chocolate factory. She offers all her clients a special deal. Anyone can exchange 5 chocolate wrappers for 1 chocolate bar. Robert spent 2 weeks collecting the wrappers and managed to find 77.
Yeah!
Can you tell what maximum number of chocolates he can get from Anna? Robert can get a total of 19 chocolates. Here's how it works. First of all, 77 wrappers can be exchanged for 15 chocolates with 2 wrappers left. After unwrapping the new 15 chocolate bars, Robert will be able to exchange 15 wrappers for 3 more chocolates. Now he can use the remaining 2 wrappers and the new 3 wrappers to get 1 chocolate bar. 15 plus 3 plus 1 equals 19.
Oh, yeah.
Henry is an astronaut from Earth. He landed his spaceship on another planet in an unknown galaxy and began to explore the city and its citizens. Very soon, Henry felt a desperate need to go to the restroom, but when he saw these 2 doors leading to the ladies' and gentlemen's bathrooms, he got really confused. The problem is that Harry doesn't speak the local language, and he can't ask which door is for men and which is for women. Thankfully, he met a local guy, Mo, who could understand English. But he can speak only his native language. What 2 questions should Henry ask to figure out the right door? He should point at one of the doors and ask, "Is this the men's restroom?" Then he needs to remember Mo's reply and ask, "Am I a man?" If Mo says the same word, then the restroom Henry is pointing at must be for men. And if Mo says a different word, the restroom is for women. There were 9 candies in a box. 9 people took 9 candies, but 1 candy is still in the box. How can it be possible? It's pretty simple. The last person took a candy and the box. This way, 1 candy remained in the box. On a cold night, 4 friends were roaming around the neighborhood. At one point, they tried to get under one umbrella, but the umbrella was too small. However, all 4 of them managed to stay dry. How can that be possible? It's possible because it wasn't raining. Meet Erica and Jim. Do you have any idea why he pushed her? Because they're shooting a movie. Do you see that cameraman reflected in the window? Billy organized a betting game for his friends. According to the rules, he will place 2 candies, 1 yellow and 1 red, in a dark box. If the player picks the red candy, they will get $5,000. But if they pick the yellow candy, they will have to pay $500. Unfortunately, Billy's a liar. He put 2 yellow candies in the box instead of 1 yellow and 1 red. Billy's friend Wendy watched the players losing the game one by one. But when it was Wendy's turn, she won $5,000. How did she do it? She picked a candy and, without showing it to anyone, ate it. Then she picked the remaining candy, which was yellow, and showed it to everyone. Billy had to admit that the first candy had been red. Otherwise, everyone would find out he was a liar. Nina went speed dating and met 3 handsome guys. The next day, each of the guys asked her out. Can you help Nina make the best choice? Brad didn't even ask the girl if she wanted to go to the restaurant or not. Besides, he's pretty rude and bossy. She barely knows Rob. It's not safe to go to his place alone, so Nina should choose David. He looks nice and polite.
Hello.
Amy has 2 strings. The only thing she can say for sure is that when you light one end of either string, it takes exactly 1 hour to burn. Can you help Amy measure 45 minutes with the help of the strings? She should light both ends of the first string and one end of the second string. In 30 minutes, the first string will have burned completely. To measure the remaining 15 minutes, she should light the second end of the second string. When it's fully burned, we'll know for sure that 45 minutes have passed. Adam is a famous opera singer. He's going to perform for the king and queen for 7 days in a row. In return for his work, they should pay him 1/7 of a gold bar per day. Adam doesn't accept prepayments. He requires a daily payment, which is 1/7 of a gold bar. What's the fewest number of cuts they should make to be able to pay Adam each day? Just 2. Here's how it works. Day 1, cut 1/7 of the gold bar and give it to Adam. Day 2, cut 2/7 of the gold bar and give this piece to Adam. He'll give you 1/7 of the bar back. Day 3, give the singer the 1/7 piece you received the previous day. Day 4, give Adam 4/7 of the gold bar, and he will give you the 1/7 and 2/7 pieces as change. Day 5, give Adam the 1/7 part of the bar. Day 6, give him the 2/7 piece and get the 1/7 one as change. And finally, Day 7, give Adam his final 1/7 piece of the gold bar. Jenny and Sam arrived at a picturesque campground. They had to set up a tent. There were 3 good spots: in the forest, in the field, and near the lake. Which place should they opt for? The best option is to choose the field. Wild animals live in the forest. As for the lake, look, a zombie is hiding in the bushes over there. Probably not the best neighbor. George was walking down the street. Suddenly, a wizard popped out of nowhere and teleported George to his castle. He offered the guy to choose between these 3 doors. There's a hungry tiger behind the first door. There's an angry dinosaur behind the second door. And the room behind the third door is filled with toxic gas. Which door should George choose? The second one. Dinosaurs went extinct millions of years ago. Jerry has an apple tree. The number of apples on his tree doubles every week. After 30 weeks, the tree is completely covered with fruit. Can you guess how many weeks the tree needs to get half covered with oranges? Oranges don't grow on apple trees, but if I asked you about apples, the answer would be 29 weeks. Because, as we know, the number of apples doubles every week. In the ocean, there's an island. On the island, there's a house. In the middle of the house, there's a glass of water. Inside the glass of water, there's a coin. What's in the middle of the ocean? The correct answer is simple, the letter E. Harry went to a party. He liked these 4 ladies. He wanted to talk to one of them. Which one should he choose? Take a look at the first lady's hand. She's a zombie. The second lady has a vampire bite on her neck. She can turn into a vampire any minute and ruin the date. And the fourth lady is a ghost, so Harry should go and talk to the third lady.
Hello.
Detective Thomas received a call from Holly. She said, "Please come over. I got robbed. It happened so fast. I left my purse in the backseat of the car. When I stopped at the traffic light, someone opened the door and snatched my purse." Detective Thomas hit the road and rushed to the crime scene. But when he saw Holly, he realized that she was a liar right away. How? Holly has a 2-door car. How could a thief steal something from the back seat? There are 3 houses. One of the houses seems very weird. Can you tell which one of them looks suspicious? Look at the footprints. They lead to and from houses 1 and 3, so people come and go from those houses. As for the second house, the footprints only lead in one direction, inside. People come in, but they never go out. Take a look at this messy floor. Can you count the number of laptops that you can charge with the help of these extension leads? The cord of extension lead 3 is torn. As for the second lead, one of its outlets is broken. Extension lead 4 has only one outlet, which makes the entire thing pretty useless. And extension lead 6 doesn't have any cable at all. Now let's see what we can do about it. Connect extension lead 1 to the wall outlet. Then connect extension lead 2 to extension lead 1. This way, you can use 2 outlets from the first extension lead to charge 2 laptops. One outlet of extension lead 2 can be used to connect the 5th extension lead, and one of them is useless anyway. Now we can use 2 outlets from extension lead 2 and all 4 outlets of the 5th extension lead to charge 6 laptops. So the total number of outlets in use will be 8. Simple! Danny and Diana are spouses. They jog in the park every morning. To match every 2 steps Danny makes, Diana needs to take 3 steps. If both of them start with the right foot, how many steps would they make before their left feet are in the front at the same time? They'll never reach that goal. Here's how it'll go. I'm a 5-letter word under you. Remove the first letter and I'm above you. Remove the second and I'm around you. Who am I? Well, have you managed to crack this riddle? It's a chair. Great job!
King Victor wants to find a perfect husband for his daughter, Princess Jessica. That's why he offered Arthur, who wants to propose to Jessica, this simple game. He gave the guy 50 gold coins, 50 silver coins, and 2 empty bowls. Then the king said, "Put these 100 coins into these 2 bowls. You can divide them any way you like, as long as you use all the coins. Then I will blindfold you and move the bowls around. After that, you can choose one bowl and pull 1 coin out of it. If the coin is gold, you will marry my daughter. But if the coin is silver, you'll spend the rest of your life in jail." Can you help Arthur raise his chances to marry Jessica? He should place 1 gold coin in 1 bowl and the rest of the coins in the other bowl. This way, he'll begin with a 50-50 chance of choosing the bowl with the gold coin. But even if he chooses the other bowl, he'll still have almost a 50-50 chance of picking one of the 49 gold coins. So this strategy will give him a 2 and 3 chance of getting engaged with Jessica. Josh is at his first job interview. The interviewer, Nancy, decided to check his logical thinking and offered him this task. You have a large tank of water and 3 buckets with a capacity of 4, 8, and 10 gallons respectively. You have to measure 3 gallons of water precisely using these buckets. How will you do it? Can you help Josh pass this test? It's impossible. The interviewer asked Josh to measure 3 gallons, which is an odd number. But she offered Josh the buckets that only fit an even number of gallons, 4, 8, and 10. So he can't be precise in his measurements. There was a doctor with curly hair who lived on 5th Avenue. One day, the doctor's brother got married. What's the family relationship between the doctor and the groom? Keep in mind that brother is not the answer you need. The doctor with curly hair is the sister of the man who got married. Jim met this pretty woman in his favorite park. After having a pleasant conversation with her, he asked, "What's your name?" She told him that her name was hidden on the license plate of her car. Here it is, WV733N. Can you figure out the woman's name? Look at the symbols upside down. The lady's name is Neelam. A kind-looking elderly woman came up to Mia in a restaurant. The woman said, "You look exactly like my younger daughter. We argued and haven't been speaking for many years. Could you do me a favor and say, 'Goodbye, Mother,' with a smile on your face when I leave?" Mia felt very sorry for the poor woman and agreed. So she said, "Goodbye, Mother," when the old woman left. Soon after that, Mia got the biggest shock of her life. Can you guess what happened? A waiter approached Mia and gave her the elderly woman's bill. The woman had assured the waiter that her daughter would pay for her meal.
Oh no!
Nancy took Josh to the office kitchen. Can you see anything weird on the table? Take a look at the electric kettle. Min and Max are on the opposite sides. Look at this cute little rabbit rotating the gear. Can you predict which mark the arrow will point at? Number 1 or number 2? The second. The gears in direct contact will always rotate in opposite directions. There are 40 elephants, and they have 44 heads. How can this be possible? It's a play on words. The 40 elephants have 44 heads. Get it? Kate and Pam are liars. They both lie on specific days. Pam lies on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. She speaks the truth the rest of the time. And Kate lies on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. As for all other days, she speaks only the truth. Can you figure out that one day of the week when both Kate and Pam can say, "Tomorrow I'll lie"? It's Thursday. Let's suppose that any girl is telling the truth when she says, "Tomorrow I'll lie." She will have to keep her promise and lie the next day. But if her statement was false, then she'd have to speak the truth the next day. Anyway, in each case, the girls will have to change their behavior the next day. Now, it's pretty clear that Kate can only say that on Thursday or Sunday, and Pam can say that on Monday or Thursday. So, the only day which fits the conditions of the riddle is Thursday. I'm huge on Sunday and Saturday. I'm small from Tuesday to Thursday. I don't exist on Monday and Friday. What am I? The letter S. Mike is a famous treasure hunter. He is stuck in a cave with 4 doors. Unfortunately, each door hides some serious danger. The room behind the first one is filled with ice. Anyone who enters it gets frozen in seconds. There are 2 hungry sharks waiting behind the second door. The third door opens to a room filled with the world's most poisonous gas. And the fourth door leads to a room filled with giant magnifying lenses that increase the heat from the sun. Anyone and anything that enters gets burned in no time. Can you help Mike escape? He can get away through the fourth door at night when the sun goes down. Bobby needs to crack a secret code using the following clues. One of the numbers is correct and is placed in the right place. Nothing is correct. 2 numbers are correct, but not in the needed position. 1 number is what we need, but it's not in the correct position. 1 number is okay, but not put in its right place. Have you figured it out? Let's begin with statement 2. We can exclude 0, 3, and 2 from the final code. Now, according to statement 3, we can conclude that numbers 1 and 8 are correct. Statements 1 and 4 help us to learn that 9 is in the final code, and it comes third. Now it's time to identify the right places for 1 and 8. Let's take a look at statements 3 and 5. 8 can't go third because this place is already occupied by 9. And it can't go first because it contradicts the third condition. So, the correct code is 819. Take a look at these matchsticks. There are 5 identical squares. Can you form 6 identical squares by moving just 3 matchsticks? Keep in mind that you're not allowed to let them overlap or break the matchsticks. Here's the way. Take these 3 matchsticks at the bottom and place them vertically in the center of the squares in the middle row. Voila! Now you have 6 identical squares. Several robbers locked Fred in a room. The room is almost empty. There's a piano with notes, a calendar, and a waterbed. The room is locked from the outside. Can you guess what Fred ate and drank and how he escaped from the room? To crack this riddle, you definitely need to think outside the box. Fred ate the dates on the calendar, got water from the waterbed, and used a piano key to escape. Fiona can eat 27 chocolates in an hour. Alex can eat 2 chocolates in 10 minutes. and Kitty can eat 7 chocolates in 20 minutes. How long will it take them all to eat a large box of 120 chocolates? Two hours. In 1 hour, Fiona eats 27 chocolates, Alex eats 12, and Kitty eats 21. The total is 60 chocolates. Therefore, it would take them all 2 hours to eat all 120 chocolates. I'm soft and cuddly, which soothes your heart. But if you pick my last name, I'm gonna tear you apart. What am I? I'm a teddy bear. There are 2 sand hourglasses. The small one can measure 5 hours, and the large one can measure 7 hours. How can we measure 16 hours with the help of 2 hourglasses running together? First of all, start both hourglasses at the same time. 5 hours later, flip over the small hourglass. Then wait for 2 hours and flip over the large hourglass as soon as it finishes its first 7-hour cycle. When the small hourglass finishes the second cycle, this will mean that 10 hours have passed. At this point, the large hourglass will have been running for 3 hours. So now, you should flip over both the small and large hourglasses. This way, you'll make the large hourglass run for 3 hours. When the large hourglass finishes its 3-hour cycle, this will mean that 13 hours have passed. Now, flip both the small and large hourglasses over again. When the small hourglass runs out of sand, it will mark another 3 hours. You've just measured 16 hours, and the mission is accomplished. Can you guess which color should be added to the top of this tree? The number of letters in the names of these colors gets reduced by 1 in every next row. Scarlet is made up of 7 letters. Orange and yellow have 6 letters. Green, brown, and black contain 5 letters. Gray and blue have just 4. So, the missing color should be made up of 3 letters. For example, red. Amy entered her favorite fast food place to get some fries. She saw these 4 people inside. Can you tell who's not poor? The first lady has a fake Gucci bag. This gentleman has a patch on his jacket. The third woman has threads sticking out of her suit. And the fourth guy has a bunch of expensive gadgets. So, he's definitely not poor. Take a look at these matchsticks. Can you find a way to make 3 squares by moving just 4 matchsticks? Here's the right way. The accountant says, "The attorney is my brother." But the attorney claims he doesn't have a brother. Who's lying? Neither. The accountant is his sister.
2 best friends, Emily and Luna, came to a popular and expensive hair salon. At first, the administrator told the girls they had just one available hairstylist. But after making a phone call, she happily announced she had found another hairdresser. Emily and Luna could have their hair done at the same time. But in the process, it dawned on the girls that one of the hairstylists was fake. Which one? Hairstylists are using regular scissors, but instead of hairspray, the one on the left is holding a can of bug spray. Yeah, that's a big clue right there. Mary and her younger brother Alex were mushroom hunting in the forest. They started to quarrel. So Alex got angry and ran away. After several minutes, Mary rushed after him. She was still fuming but also worried. Soon, the girl reached a small river. a man was sitting on the shore. "Did you see a teenager here?" Mary asked. "Yep, he's just taken a boat and made it to the other side." But Mary didn't believe the man. Why? The boat is indeed on the other side, but the paddles are lying next to the man. How could the boy cross the river without them? 3 prisoners are sitting at a table having dinner, but one of them is wealthy. Can you guess who it is? It's not the guy with the steak and shrimps. The little tag on his shirt reveals he's a chef, and he likes to prepare a special treat for himself. The guy with the jewels shows that he's well off, but in prison, jewelry is basically worthless. It's the third guy. Wealthy people try to keep a low profile in prison, not to be targeted by others. That's why he doesn't flash any valuable possessions or his status. It's Friday and all the students have gathered in a big lecture hall to take the end of term exam. The teacher has been informed that one student is going to cheat. Can you tell which one? Pay attention to every detail. It's student C. It looks as if he's trying to remember what he's read, but he has all the answers written on his hand. Marta was walking through the park near her home in the evening. It was dark and there was nobody around. Suddenly, someone grabbed her from behind and they bolted away. Marta took off after them. She was pretty sure this person was a woman, but she couldn't make out her appearance or clothes. When Marta ran inside, she saw 3 teachers. The girl looked at them attentively and soon figured out which one of them had taken her bag. Can you do the same? The woman in the middle wouldn't be able to run away with a cast on her leg. The one on the right doesn't have anything in her hands. Where would she hide Marta's bag so quickly? But the woman on the left has a big shopper bag on her shoulder. A real teacher wouldn't need to carry it in the classroom, so she was definitely the one who took the bag. Jonathan sneaked out of the house late in the evening to meet his girlfriend. The teenager thought he was extremely careful and quiet, but his whole family knew about his plan. They were aware the guy would return at midnight, so they decided to make a bet. The one who would see Nathan first when the guy started climbing the fence would be the winner. The prize would be no chores for them for 1 week. So as to not fall asleep, Nathan's dad switched on the TV. The teen's grandfather settled in the living room to read a book. The grandmother went to the kitchen to make a pizza, and Nathan's mom went to her room, sat down on the floor, and started to meditate. Who's going to be the first to spot Nathan when the time comes? Nathan's mom. Her eyes will be used to the darkness, and she will see better than the others. Look at this picture closely and try to figure out who's from the future. Well, I'm pretty sure there was no flashlights in the Stone Age, so it has to be this guy here. Down in the Sea Kingdom, Stacy met Neptune. He was sitting on his throne, surrounded by 3 mermaids. Neptune asked Stacy to return the pearl necklace to his wife, who had recently lost it. Luke happened to have found the necklace on the shore. Can you guess which mermaid is Neptune's wife, so Luke can give it back to her? It's the third one. She's the only one who's wearing an engagement ring. Lisa was a famous top model. She was found unconscious in her dressing room during a photo shoot and taken to a hospital. Doctors said she had a severe allergic reaction, but when Lisa came to her senses, she insisted she hadn't eaten anything all day. The model's manager was very concerned and interrogated everyone who'd been around. Lisa's stylist said that she had applied Lisa's makeup and indeed hadn't seen her eat anything. The cleaning lady said she had cleaned the dressing room with organic, non-allergenic products. Lisa's main rival, Nora, said that she'd been watching the shooting all day long. She hadn't noticed anything suspicious. Who's the culprit? It was the stylist. Lipstick was the only thing Lisa could have swallowed that day. In the middle of the night, Dennis woke up because of a loud crash. One of the kids must have been out, but they know they aren't allowed to leave at night. The man went to check on the children. All three of them, Catherine, Ruth, and Larry, seemed to be sleeping peacefully. Look at the kids and try to figure out who sneaked out of the house. It was Ruth. There's a dirty sneaker hidden behind the curtain and several pieces of French fries under her bed. Brenda was traveling by train. It was scorching hot in the carriage. The girl took off her gold bracelet decorated with diamonds and put it on the table in front of her. Several minutes later, the train entered a tunnel, and it got pitch dark. When the tunnel was left behind, there was no bracelet on the table. Brenda was shocked. "Someone's taken my bracelet!" There were just 3 other people in the compartment. Helen said she'd been sleeping. Rachel was reading a book on her phone, and Gregory had gone to the bathroom even before the train entered the tunnel. Who took the bracelet? It was Helen. At first, she had her sleeves rolled up, but now they're covering her arms down to the wrists, hiding the bracelet. Sarah bought some ice cream on Saturday, but kept the flavors in secret. When she woke up on Sunday, all the ice cream was gone. She asked everyone in the house if they knew anything about it. James answered he had gone to work early that morning and hadn't seen anything. Mary said she wanted to have the new caramel ice cream in the afternoon. She felt bad she was going to miss it. John didn't even know there was ice cream in the house, but he was looking forward to trying it. Can you figure out who knows something? It's Mary. The ice cream flavors were a secret. She couldn't be sure there was a caramel taste among them. Can you tell who's a real mermaid here? The second one is a guy, so he definitely isn't a mermaid. The girl on the right is chilling in the sun, and she's out of the water. Mermaids wouldn't do that because they dry out in the sun. So the real mermaid must be the one on the left. There were some thefts at the supermarket. There were 3 cases in total, in January, April, and June. The security camera recorded these videos. The security officer tried to have a closer look and suddenly noticed one detail. After that, the identity of the thief became clear. What did he notice? It was the pregnant woman. The attentive security officer noticed that in January, she looked about 6 to 7 months pregnant. In June, she looked the same. Seems like it's the mysterious case of the baby bump that was really a canned ham. One day, a thief decided to rob the local bank. He came up with a brilliant plan to dress up as one of the bank tellers and try to sneak into the vault. As he was approaching the vault, he saw a security guard standing right in front of the door. The robber hadn't anticipated this, so he hid and watched the guard carefully when one of the actual bank tellers walked up to the door. The security guard said 12. The worker answered 6 and got in. Then another teller came up to the vault. When the security guard said 6, the person answered 3 and was granted access. The thief nonchalantly walked up to the security guard when the guard said 10. The robber confidently answered 5. He was arrested immediately. So why was the thief's answer wrong, and what could he have answered instead? The response has to do with the number of letters in the word. 12 has 6 letters, so the answer is 6. 6, in turn, has 3 letters, so the answer is 3. Well, you can see by now that the robber should have said 3. Looks like he wasn't as brilliant as he thought. Today, I'm going to test your attention to detail with short but tricky puzzles. Do you have what it takes to find all the oddities in them? Let's check. You can see 2 women in the elevator. One works in this building, while the other came here for an interview. Can you guess which one works here? The woman on the right has a name tag on her jacket, while the one on the left has none. Can you spot an odd pineapple here? It's this one in the corner. It has 3 leaves, while all the rest have 4. Okay, let's make it harder this time. Do you notice anything weird in this picture? Hurry up! A tap coming right out of the tree doesn't look right, and a purple coconut looks sort of off, right? You've got 3 desserts before you, but only one of them is safe to eat. Can you choose the right one? The strawberries with whipped cream may seem delicious, but those tiny flies scream that this dessert is off. Next, you've got a muffin, but there's a worm in the cherries on top of that muffin. So, ice cream is the safest option. Now let's see how sharp your eyes are. How many numbers can you see? The numbers on the screen are 1, 2, 3, 7, 5, 0, 8, 6, 9. Look at these 3 paintings and try to tell which one is fake. The second one, it's labeled as having been painted in 1950, but there's a lion looking at a smartphone in it. How could there be smartphones back then? You're lost in the woods, cold, and so very hungry. Suddenly, you walk out to a clearing where you see 3 cozy-looking houses. Check your survivor's instinct. Which one do you think is safe to enter? The house on the left has a big lock on its door, and its windows are boarded up. There's just no way you can get in. The second house looks safe at first glance, but look at the snow. Bare footprints are leading to its porch. It wouldn't be nice to become a dinner for a hungry bear now, so your safest bet would be the third house. Who's not very smart out of these 2 guys? Well, giving your cat a wash from time to time isn't that bad, although the kitty sure wouldn't like it, so the guy on the left is doing fine. As for the one on the right, look at the pet food package in his hands. He's giving his dog cat's food. This stuff shouldn't be confused. Can you spot what's wrong with this image? The woman sitting in the armchair has 2 different slippers on her feet. The painting on the wall seems to be from 2 different time periods at once. There's a Victorian-era man with a digital camera hanging from a strap on his neck. Which of these 3 pictures has something wrong in it? The second one. The girl in it is eating her soup with a fork. One of the kids in the picture snuck out of the bedroom through the window at night and came back. Who was it? The one in the lower right corner still has their shoes on. One of these people going abroad is suspicious. Who? The woman on the right is going to Indonesia, but she's got a warm coat and a scarf packed in her suitcase. Are you willing to bet who's going to win in this rope pulling contest? If you placed your bet on the right-hand team, you've got it. There's more than one person on their side. They're just hidden outside the frame. Can you figure out how many interviews this guy already attended this month? Oh, no. He's done 5 out of 6. There are 6 post-it notes on the calendar, but a little movable square indicates the current date is on the 26th. His next interview is on the 28th. This room has something wrong, but I can't see it. Can you? There's a bird in the fish tank. Which hand is the odd one out? It's the third one, the only right hand here. The rest are lefts. There are 3 people in the science lab, but one of them is not who they want the others to believe they are. Who is it? It's the guy on the right. He's wearing a fake ID badge on his lab coat. This hall is full of extravagantly dressed guests, but one of them is more extravagant than the rest. They're a ghost. Can you spot them? Look at the woman on the left. Her feet are almost transparent. She must be the ghost. This one will require both your observation skills and logic. Which of the 2 teapots can hold more tea? The one on the left is taller, but the one on the right is broader, so they can hold an equal amount of tea. Still, the taller one also has its nose at the same level as the broader one, which won't allow it to be filled to the brim, so the right teapot can hold more tea. Which one of these 3 people came to this cafe not alone? It's the girl behind the table in the middle. She has 2 cups of tea in front of her. One of these 3 partygoers has recently escaped prison and hasn't gotten rid of all the evidence. Can you figure out who it is? It's the guy on the right. He still has handcuffs hanging from one of his hands. An art exhibition owner has sold a painting to a private collector. He said it was a work of an unknown 18th century artist. But the next day, the disgruntled buyer returned the picture to the exhibition owner and demanded his money back. Can you tell why by looking at the picture? Well, there shouldn't be an airplane in the painting if it was genuinely from the 18th century. Someone broke into a house in a rich neighborhood and got away with a lot of valuables. The police had a suspect and stopped by his home. The suspect said he hadn't left his home since the day before, but the police officers knew he was lying. Can you guess why? Look at the helmet on the bike's handlebar. It's upside down. Since it was raining so hard, it would have been already filled with water to the brim if it hadn't been hanging like this since the day before. A police officer approached a man sitting in a car parked next to a hotel's front door and issued a parking ticket. The man was outraged, saying he'd been there for no more than 2 minutes, and the sign said 5 minutes of staying was allowed. Still, the officer was adamant that the man wasn't telling the truth. Why? There had been a heavy snowfall and just too much snow on the man's car hood and roof. If he had arrived just 2 minutes before, the snow would have been blown away by the wind or melted. There are 3 passports before you, but only 2 of them are real. Which one is fake and why? The right one is fake. Passport photos should be taken against a white background, and this one has something else in it. Which of these 2 people here is asking for trouble? Surfing is not the safest of sports, but if this girl is a professional surfer, she's fine. The man with loud music coming out of his speaker isn't safe though. Loud sounds such as shouting or music can cause an avalanche in the mountains. Jason says he's just returned from a trip to Antarctica, and he's showing his friends photographs taken there. They seem alright, but one of Jason's friends thinks he's lying. Why? Look at Jason's face. He has tan lines from the sunglasses.
Dustin is a widowed man living alone in his house. One day, the doorbell rang. Dustin went up to open his door, and right there she was, his wife. How's it possible? I hope you kept your eyes wide open for this one. Look, there's a photo of Dustin and his wife on the wall. His wife has a birthmark on her cheek. The woman that just appeared doesn't have it, so it must be Dustin's wife's twin sister. Dylan was grounded, and he wasn't allowed to meet even his girlfriend for a week. One evening, when Dylan's mom returned home from work, she found Dylan in his room and asked him if he'd met anyone that day. Dylan said that he'd been at home, studying all day. His mom didn't believe him. Why? Look, there's a lipstick stain on his neck. I'm pretty sure his girlfriend came over for a short visit. Another grounded teenager, Eslyn, wasn't allowed to see any of her friends for 2 weeks after failing her history test. One night, her mother had a night shift and only returned home next afternoon. She came to check on her daughter, and she knew immediately that Eslyn had a friend over for a sleepover. How did she figure it out? Examine Eslyn's room carefully. 2 plates, 2 cups, 2 forks. She wasn't the only one eating dinner in her room last night, and she wasn't smart enough to clean up after. Smells like 2 more weeks to me. Miss Virginia Dell is a rich young lady who had a beautiful and expensive jewelry collection behind a glass in her dressing room. One morning, she found that someone broke the glass and stole her jewelry. Miss Dell's cleaning lady claimed that she had cleaned the room at around 5 a.m. and the jewelry was still there. Virginia's best friend, who was staying in her house that week, said that she had never even walked in the dressing room. Virginia's cousin, who was also staying with her for the holiday, said that she'd walked in the dressing room in the morning, but hadn't paid any attention to the jewelry, and for sure hadn't stolen anything. Who is the liar? It's the cleaning lady. Seems like right after she broke the glass and stole the jewelry, she wiped off the pieces of glass while cleaning as well, because there's no shattered glass on the floor. Okay, here's another task for you to test your observation skills. I'll show you 2 people and some items. Your task is to guess which person the item belongs to. Let's start off easy. What about this stethoscope? Well, it should definitely belong to this doctor on the right. 2 more people. Any guesses who the owner of this bracelet is? The bracelet has a name engraved on it, Sophia. This girl on the left has a name tag with the same name, so it must be her bracelet. Next up, this lipstick. There are 2 girls who are possible owners, but what's your best guess? Who does it belong to? It must be this girl. Both of them are wearing lipstick, but this girl has the exact same shade as the lipstick itself. Earring and 2 girls again to choose from. Any guesses? It must be this girl. Her ears are pierced, and the other girls aren't. The next item is the hairdryer. Who do you think it belongs to? It must be this girl's dryer. She has long hair, and the other guy is bald. Okay, this one is more fun. The next one we have to place is this cute little cat. Who do you think is its owner? See that this girl's legs are a bit scratched? They give her away completely. It's her cat. One last item for you to place. This time it's a photograph of the owner in her teenage years with her parents. Who do you think it belongs to? The teen in the photo is a redhead with green eyes. There's just one redhead girl with green eyes, and here she is. It must be her photo. Esme was having a walk in the forest and got lost. She came across a witch's house and asked her to take her home. 5 doors appeared. Only one of them will take you home, and you only have one chance. The right door is black. It's not next to the leftmost or the rightmost door. It's not the door in the middle either. Which door should Esme choose? There are just 3 black doors, and it's one of them. It's not the door next to the leftmost or the rightmost one, so the 4th door is eliminated. It's not the middle door, so it's out too. Esme should walk out the door on the left. Eiko woke up in a dark dungeon without remembering what happened. She looked around and saw a metal door. Unfortunately, it was locked, and it required not just 1 password, but 4. Eiko had only 1 attempt to make it right. Gladly, next to the door, there was a sign with 4 words: apple, bread, chair, and dress. Which word belongs here? Pay attention to the shapes of each password. Some letters are bigger than others, and each word should fit right in. So it should be bread on the top left, apple on the top right, dress on the bottom left, and chair on the bottom right. In a factory, a worker and a half make a chair and a half in 1 hour and a half. How many chairs does one worker make in 1 working day, which is 6 hours? If 1.5 workers make 1.5 chairs in 1.5 hours, it means that one worker makes 1 chair in the same time, which is 1.5 hours. So in a 6-hour working day, one worker makes 4 chairs. It was a lazy day, but as soon as it started raining, a city's police officer got a call. Mr. Jones said that someone had just bumped into his car and drove away. The officer arrived. They found one person nearby fixing his car's tire. Mr. Jones said that it was the gentleman who had bumped into his car. The gentleman said that it couldn't be true, since he had been trying to fix his car for over an hour now and was there the whole time. Who is lying? It's the guy fixing his car. The rain just recently started. If he'd been fixing his car the whole time, the ground underneath his car would be dry. But it's wet, which means his car broke down just recently, probably when he was driving away after the accident. A crew of pirates arrived at a deserted island in the Caribbean at night. In the early morning, the captain went ashore to find his secret stash with all the treasures hidden in it. But when he reached it, the treasures weren't there. Someone from his crew had gone ashore earlier and stolen all of it. There were 3 suspects: Bill, first mate, Gil, bosun, and Will, cook. All of them denied stealing anything, but the captain knew who was lying. Who? There are footprints on the shore from earlier that don't belong to the captain. One is a footprint, but the other one is a hole from a stick. The robber must be Gil, the bosun, because he is the only one with a wooden leg. Let's start with training your eyes a bit. Can you find an odd one out here? Yes, that's the one. Another one for you. Look carefully. and you only have several seconds to find the imposter. That's the one! Correct! Now the game is getting a bit harder, but I know you've got it. What do you say? Here it is. Did you find it? Okay, last one of these, the hardest one. Do you see the odd one out this time? There it is! Great job!
Oliver was attacked in his flat and taken to the hospital. There are 4 suspects, all of them Oliver's neighbors. Wow, I'd find another apartment. Amelia said she'd been walking in the park since early morning. Henry explained he had been painting in his studio and had heard nothing. Jacob said he had been repairing his car. Sophia answered she'd been taking a bath for the past 3 hours. Look at these people's hands and try to figure out who's lying. It's a bit strange that Jacob, who was repairing his car, and Henry, who was painting, both have such clean hands, but they could be wearing gloves. On the other hand, Sophia's hands and fingers don't have wrinkles, but it would be a natural skin reaction after 3 hours in a bathtub. Sophia, you've been caught smooth-handed. The police found out there was a new smuggler in town. 3 people were under suspicion: Luna, a school bus driver, Jackson, a fire truck driver, and Daniel, an ambulance driver. All of them claimed to have been busy with their work since the very morning. Can you figure out who's the smuggler? Look at the car Daniel drives. On such vehicles, the word ambulance is normally written backward. It's done so that other drivers can instantly read the inverted word in their rearview mirrors. Well, it seems Daniel has given himself away. It was the day when Jacob was supposed to be discharged from the hospital. He had spent a couple of months there and underwent several surgeries. His doctor told him he was going to be fine. It was safe for Jacob to leave the hospital. But the guy didn't believe these promises. In low spirits, he walked home. On the way, he accidentally bumps into an elderly lady. She gets furious and started to shout at Jacob. But instead of arguing back, he hugged the woman and ran home. Why? Jacob had hearing loss. He didn't believe his problem could be helped. But when he heard the woman shouting at him, he realized the doctor had told him the truth. Maybe the doctor should have shouted. Chloe stayed late at the office that day. When she was driving home, the woman was worn out. At one moment, she even started to doze off. That's when it happened. She spun off the road and crashed through the fence that was on her way. She couldn't control the car anymore. It slipped down a steep hill and ended up in a lake. Chloe couldn't move her arms. They were stuck. She couldn't undo her seatbelt or open the door. The car sank to the bottom of the lake. Was Chloe doomed? Rescuers arrived 3 hours later. The woman was still in the car, but she was alive. How did she survive? After the car hit the bottom of the lake, the water only came up to Chloe's throat. It was a very shallow lake. Good thing, huh? It was Jack's birthday, and the fellow got a present he had been dreaming about for ages – a motorbike. The next morning, he rode his bike to college and left it at the parking lot. During lunchtime, Jack decided to check on his motorbike. Imagine his horror when he found out someone had broken the mirrors. The security guard told Jack only 3 other people had left his building in the afternoon. They were Owen and Sam, 2 best friends, and Layla, the girl who once liked Jack but got turned down by him. Owen said he and Sam had gone to the campus cafe to get sandwiches for lunch. Sam confirmed this. He then added the bike could have been damaged by Layla out of revenge. But Layla told Jack her mother had visited her and they had spent 2 hours together. So, who's lying? Owen has a paper bag with food delivery written on it. It means the guys ordered their lunch, not bought it in the cafe. They broke Jack's mirrors and tried to frame Layla. Not a good reflection on them, huh? Detective Taylor was chasing a dangerous criminal. Suddenly, the man entered a hospital. Oh no, there are hundreds of rooms there. Luckily, it was raining and the criminal left footprints on the hospital floor. The detective followed them and got into a small room. There were 3 people there, all covered in bandages from head to toe. But one of them was a fake patient. Who? It was the dude in the middle. He didn't even have a medical chart next to his bed. Very quick job on the bandages, though. The CEO of a large company called the police. He was sure that one of his employees, Victoria, had stolen a memory card with secret information. She was going to sell it to their competitors. The police arrived at Victoria's house, but the woman didn't let them in without a warrant. The officers had to leave to get all the necessary papers. By the time they were back, Victoria had already been sitting in her car, ready to drive off. The police officers arrested the woman. They searched her car and clothes, but found nothing. And then, when they were about to give up, one of the detectives realized where Victoria kept the memory card. Can you figure it out? When the police first came to her, the woman had her hair down. But after that, Victoria changed her hairstyle. The memory card is in her bun. Yep, Victoria and her sticky bun. Michael was going home from the gym when everything went black. When he regained consciousness, he found out he was in a locked room. Next to the door, there was a computer with a keyboard. On the screen, there was a riddle. Michael had to write the correct answer and the door would open. The riddle went like this. It makes 2 people out of 1. What is it? Michael typed the needed word and the door opened. He was free to go. What was the answer? It's a mirror. Oh, I was guessing a buzzsaw, but this one is better and not as messy. 2 best friends, Emily and Luna, came to a popular and expensive hair salon. At first, the administrator told the girls they had just one available hairstylist. But after making a phone call, she happily announced she had found another hairdresser. Emily and Luna could have their hair done at the same time. But in the process, it dawned on the girls that one of the hairstylists was fake. Which one? Both hairstylists are using regular scissors, but instead of hairspray, the one on the left is holding a can of bug spray. Yeah, that's a big clue right there. A man on a bike grabbed Sarah's bag with all her documents, money, and smartphone and sped off. The only way the girl can get her bag back is by taking someone's car and driving after the criminal. There are 3 vehicles parked nearby. Which one can Sarah break into and drive off? Borrow. A man is sitting in the blue car. That's no good. If she decides to take the red car, CCTV will spot her. Her only option is the brown vehicle. Oh, and Sarah, don't forget to return the wheels when you get your bag back, otherwise you'll be Grand Theft Sarah. Mary and her younger brother Alex were mushroom hunting in the forest. Wait, mushroom hunting? What do? Sneak up on them so they don't escape? Anyway, they started to quarrel. Alex got angry and ran away. After several minutes, Mary rushed after him. She was still fuming, but also worried. Soon, the girl reached a small river. A man was sitting on the shore. Did you see a teenager here?" Mary asked. "Yep, he's just taken a boat and made it to the other side." But Mary didn't believe the man. Why? The boat is indeed on the other side, but the paddles are lying next to the man. How could the boy cross the river without them? So, where's Alex? Kidnapped by the escaped mushrooms? We may never know. Ella came to a party that took place in her best friend's house. It was a riddle party. All the guests had to crack mysteries and participate in different challenges. Ella's task was to get out of a locked room in the basement. The girl was blindfolded, taken downstairs, and left alone. After pulling the piece of cloth off her eyes, Ella noticed the door had a code lock. She also spotted a sheet of paper lying on the floor next to the door. There were 4 flowers drawn there. Ella looked at them for a while and entered the correct code. The door opened and the girl joined the party. So, what was the code? Ella counted the petals on each flower. The code was 5748. Carter was visiting his friend Mateo, who lived in another city. Mateo loved riddles. In the evening, he challenged Carter to get the key to the guest room where the guy was supposed to be sleeping. Mateo dropped the key in the bucket filled with cold water and told Carter to get it. But he couldn't touch the water or use anything to pull the key out. That night, Carter slept in the guest room. How did he get the key? He put the bucket over a fire. The water started to boil and soon evaporated. After that, Carter picked the key up. Mateo was steamed. Nora was an insurance agent. Once, her client called her early in the morning. The woman was in tears. At night, someone had broken into her house. By the time the woman had enough courage to go downstairs, the thief had already taken all the valuables. When she looked out of the window, the man was running away. "Do you remember what he looked like?" Nora asked. The client answered, "It was still dark outside. I understood it was a man, tall and thin. He had dark hair and was wearing a V-neck t-shirt." Nora immediately realized her client had staged the burglary. How did she figure it out? It was dark, and the man was running away from the client's house. Then how could the woman see he was wearing a V-neck t-shirt? Beats me.
3 people were walking on the streets when they saw a car parked in a prohibited place, with the alarm going off. A police officer stopped the 3 of them and asked whose car it was. They all said the car was theirs. Which one is lying? The guy in the suit is wearing a badge, and the same badge is hanging on the rear view of the car. There's also a university sticker on the car, which is the same on the girl's notebook. They must be family and own the car. The delivery man is the one who's lying. Joe is an important lawyer. Right before a hearing, a crucial piece of evidence was stolen from his office. Take a look at the image. Can you guess which of these 3 people stole the evidence? The intern is just carrying coffee. Joe's assistant is carrying his dry cleaning. The client carrying the suitcase is trying to hide an important piece of paper, which is the stolen piece of evidence. Becca went to get some ice cream. But when she arrived at the store, she noticed that the attendant was super nervous. He told Becca someone had stole some money from the cash register when he was away, and he doesn't know who did it. Take a look around. Who did it? The little girl with the balloon looks innocent. The teenager with the hoodie is just enjoying his ice cream. But oh, that grandma over there, she's hiding some dollar bills beneath her wig. Joe was an undercover police officer and was invited to a charity dinner at a fancy hotel. When he arrived, the hostess told him that someone had stolen her expensive gold necklace. Take a look around. Can you find the thief? The waiter is too busy bussing tables. That socialite is just trying to take the perfect selfie. And oh, that businessman with the dark suit. There's something shiny poking out of his pocket. He's the culprit. Alex, the town's barista, just got home from a long day at work. She was watching a movie on her TV when she got a notification saying someone was trying to hack her Wi-Fi. She decided to look out the window to see if she could find the hacker. Who is it? That girl is just walking her dog and texting. That couple looks like they're having a heavy discussion about something. But oh, that neighbor is glued to his window with his phone in his hand. It must be him. Jack is the chef at a fancy restaurant. One Sunday, a top-notch celebrity was coming to have dinner, and he prepared the best menu starting with a soup. As soon as he served the soup to his A-list guest, he noticed something was off. The soup was poisoned. There were only 2 women in charge of the soup. Which one of them poisoned it? They both look pretty professional as chefs, but if you look closely, one of them has black hair, and the poisoned soup had a strand of black hair in it. Taylor, a high-profile detective, was leaving the supermarket when the police came rushing in asking for her help. A woman had robbed a jewelry store and was seen walking into that building. Can you tell which one of these teachers is the thief? Take a look at the second cashier's long-sleeved shirt. It has a very shiny diamond necklace peeking out of it. She's most certainly the thief. At the city's famous research center, 3 scientists were testing a new experimental formula. That's when the alarm went off, indicating one of the samples was sabotaged. Who was actually not a scientist and sabotaged the whole thing? The first scientist has her protective gloves still intact. The second guy is looking closely at the vials with his glasses fogged up from the explosion. And the third woman is holding an empty tube and has small purple spots on her finger. She's the culprit, because the toxic liquid that sabotaged the whole thing is purple. Holly and Paula grew up in middle-class families. After graduation, they moved to LA to follow their dreams. But while Holly succeeded greatly in her career, making a lot of money, Paula wasn't as lucky. Today, one is rich and the other is broke. Take a look at the image of both girls' apartments. Can you guess who is who? Paula is the one on the left. Although she looks like she owns some nice stuff, all of her home decor has price tags on it, so she's probably planning on returning these items to the store. Bob was in line at a meat shop downtown when a robbery happened. That day, the shop was selling premium bacon that was worth $200 per pound. After a big rush of customers came in, the owner noticed that the expensive piece of bacon had gone missing. Can you help Bob spot the thief? It's the guy in the suit. The dog is smelling his bag like there's some meat inside of it. He's definitely it. Shelley and Bernie are best friends. Bernie decides to save money to get her a very good present. On the first day of the month, he puts $1 in his piggy bank. On the second, he puts in $2. On the third day, $3. Shelley's birthday has arrived and Bernie saved a total of $276. What day of the month was Shelley born? Shelley's birthday is on the 23rd day of the month. The easiest way to crack this riddle would be to simply add the numbers until we get 276. Erica and Brenda are meeting for coffee. Eric is excited because he knows Brenda has a secret to tell him. Brenda has a new crush, but she won't reveal his name. Erica asks her to write a clue for him on a piece of paper, and she writes the following code: December, August, November. Can you figure out her crush's name? If we take the first letters of each month, we'll get the name Dan. Martha and Oliver have a thing for abandoned mansions that look haunted. So on a Friday night, they went to visit one. The house was falling apart and they could hear a cry coming from it. Martha decided to enter through the main door, while Oliver went straight to the basement. Take a look at the image. Who is in greater danger? It's Oliver. If the house decided to crumble right that instant, it would definitely hurt Oliver. Yikes! On her 6th birthday, Camilla got 3 new dolls as gifts. But during her first night with the dolls, she ran into her parents' room crying and scared, saying one of the dolls was alive. Take a look at them. Can you guess which one? Let's see. The first doll has glowing eyes, but that's just a fun feature. You can see her clothes also have the same thing. The second doll looks normal. But the third doll has wrinkly skin and her face has changed since Camilla first saw her. That's the one. Mia is traveling and she just arrived in a new city. Most of the hotels were booked since it was summertime, so she only found available rooms in an old house. There were 3 rooms for her to choose from. Take a look at the picture. Which one should she pick? See the hidden scorpions behind the curtains in the first room? That's a no-go. As for the third room, notice how the AC is set to cold even though it's snowing outside? She should definitely pick the second room. It looks clean. These are Julia and Maria. They're both very attractive young women that have no trouble finding boyfriends. Today is Valentine's Day and they're both going out with their loved ones. One of them is currently dating 3 people though. She's probably going to run from date to date. Just by looking at this image, can you tell which one it is? It's Maria, the one on the left. If you look at her workstation, she's got 3 presents lined up. One for each person she's currently seeing.
Lisa has a 13-year-old daughter named Stephanie. She suspects her daughter created a secret Instagram account so she wouldn't find her. Lisa sees 3 usernames and immediately thinks, busted. Can you spot the teenager's secret account? It's option A. If you read it backward, it spells Stephanie, exactly her daughter's name. And that dot in the middle is just there as camouflage. 3 girls posted pics from their fancy bathtubs, all with the same caption: living the $1 million life. Morning starts with a golden bath. But here's the truth. Only 2 of them are actually rich. One's just faking it. So, who's the poser? This one right here. Look closely. Her magenta hair has visible roots. Total giveaway. If she were really loaded, that wouldn't be happening. Jack's totally into this girl. She finally agrees to go on a movie date with him, but there's a catch. He has to guess which movie she wants to watch. So, she sends him a Snapchat with these 3 emojis. Can you guess it? Of course, she wants to watch the iconic Breakfast at Tiffany's. Caleb, Brian, and Dennis are the top influencers from their cities. Caleb has 2 million followers. Brian has twice as many as Caleb. Dennis has the average number of followers between Caleb and Brian. Can you figure out how many followers Dennis has? To find that, we just add Caleb and Brian's followers together. 2 million plus 4 million equals 6 million. Now divide that by 2 to get the average. 3 million. So Dennis has 3 million followers. Not bad at all. Isabella hopped on her best friend's live stream. At first, everything looked normal. He was smiling and acting chill. But she could tell something was seriously wrong. What made Isabella so suspicious? Look at the name of the stream. Skeletons obey squirrels. It doesn't make any sense, unless it's a hidden message. Take the first letter of each word. It spells SOS. He's secretly asking for help. Amber just hit 10,000 followers on Instagram and wants to celebrate by throwing a party. She invites 2 followers who regularly comment on her posts. One of them leaves kind, supportive messages, but the other is actually a secret hater. Sophie gave her a bouquet of lilies and Mia gifted her a gold necklace. Can you tell who the hater is? It's Mia. You see, Amber is always covered in silver jewelry and her followers know she's allergic to gold, which means Mia isn't really a fan. She's just pretending to be. The day after her birthday, Kira posts a little challenge for her followers. Thanks for all the birthday wishes. Can you guess my birth date? Here's a clue. I was born on a day that's the same forwards and backwards. So, what's the answer? Well, Kira was born on February 2nd, 2020. 3 influencers post screenshots of their YouTube dashboards. Channel A, 1 million subscribers. Their latest video got 200 views and 30,000 comments. Channel B, 500,000 subscribers, and their last video got 10,000 views and 5,000 comments. Channel C, 50,000 subscribers. Their last video has 700,000 views, but only 10 likes. One of them clearly got their numbers wrong, but which one? Channel A's stats seem super off. A video can't have way more comments than views. That just doesn't add up. Matt posts a photo of his delicious homemade pizza, claiming it's fresh from his kitchen. But his friend notices something fishy. How can his friend tell Matt's faking it? Oh wait, there's a pizza box sticking out of that trash can. Matt didn't cook this, he ordered takeout. A famous YouTuber ends their short video with these 2 emojis. It's a hint about next week's content. Can you figure it out? Easy, it's gonna be an unboxing video. These 3 girls posted photos with the caption, "Bonjour Paris," but one of them is faking it. Can you tell who is not actually in France? Wait a second, is that a price sign in the background? It shows dollars, not euros. That can only mean one thing. She must be in the US. There are a dozen eggs in a carton. 12 people each take 1 egg, but somehow there's still 1 egg left in the carton. How? And the answer is, the last person took their egg along with the carton. Are you good with social media slang? Let's see if you can figure out what each of these commonly used terms stands for. DM, TBT, AMA, OP. Well, DM stands for direct message. TBT is the classic Throwback Thursday. AMA means Ask Me Anything. And OP stands for Original Poster. Did you get all of them right? Emily wants to go viral, so she films a day in my life vlog, saying she wakes up before sunrise every morning, but her followers quickly realize she's lying. How did they know? In her video, she's just getting out of bed, but sunlight's already streaming into her room. If she really woke up before sunrise, it would be dark inside. Grace's follower count triples each week. If she starts with 100 followers, how many followers will she have after 3 weeks? So, Grace began with 100 followers. By the end of week 1, her follower count had tripled to 300. The next week, that 300 tripled again, making 900 followers. It's time to play Guess the Social Media. First up, the answer is YouTube. Next, which social media platform do these emojis represent? That's easy. Facebook. Now, how about this one? Time's up. It's WhatsApp. What's the name of YouTube's feature that's perfect for sharing short videos? Shorts, minis, clipsters, flashes. It's option A, of course. Still on easy level. Which social networks originally limited posts to 140 characters? X, LinkedIn, Snapchat, Tumblr. It's X, or as you probably still call it, Twitter. Moving on to medium level. In what year was YouTube created? 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005. And the right answer is option D. Next question. Before Snapchat became Snapchat, it had another name. Do you remember what it was? Peekaboo, Tote, The Snap, Boo Chat. The correct answer is option A, Peekaboo. Ready for some hard level questions? Let's go. What was the first ever photo posted on Instagram? A beach landscape, a sunset, a dog, a hamburger with fries. The answer is option C, a dog. And now, the final question. Besides Mark Zuckerberg, 4 other people co-founded Facebook. Which of the following names had nothing to do with launching the platform? Eduardo Saverin, Andrew McCollum, Chad Hurley, Dustin Moskovitz. You're right if you picked option C. Chad Hurley was actually one of the founders of YouTube.